Our dear friend Yosef from Israel Advocacy Movement put some of the things together here. There was a significant moment which is about the dog that also comes up in the court documents.
It was terrifying. The boys had to be rescued by the police as bottles and eggs rained down on them. Mohammed Hijab then threatened a police officer that he'd kill the boy's dog if he saw it again.
However, when those Zionists came in with their dogs, that was an act of provocation. So what we're saying now, and I'm making it very clear so everyone understands, if those dogs come close to us again, we will see it as an act of aggression, and we will kill those dogs. We will put them down.
Hijab and Dawah.
How are you going to kill the dog, man? You're going to stomp it to death? Or you're just going to sit on it? What are you going to do, Hijab? How are you going to kill the dog?
This is just what really pisses me off about the UK. Here is this guy saying, if those dogs come near us, we will see this as an act of aggression, and we will kill those dogs. He doesn't have the right to do that. This is illegal. You can't just say, oh, they came near us.
Yeah.
So we killed them.
Yeah, because why couldn't you say that about a person? If those Zionists come near us, we will kill them. Like, why can't you do that?
And the police didn't actually do anything about this when he made this statement?
Yeah, but... so they don't do anything to him, but if Tommy Robinson posts he has a problem with Islam or something like that, they arrest him.
Yeah.
This is your country, UK.
Well.
What an idiot. This is like beyond, like if you were to say, like everything we know about hijab, we know how dumb this guy is, right? I mean, we've seen it over and over and over. Tactically speaking, he is a tactical moron. But if you said he's going to go into court and say, what the van? I don't know. You would think, no, come on, he's not that stupid. He couldn't. We know he's dumb, but not that dumb, right? Wrong. This is
Moreover, the claimant's evidence that he attended in good faith to engage in a debate with the Zionists is not credible. His conduct was grossly offensive and disingenuous. It was designed to cause an adverse reaction and to elicit material for his social media channels. The people who he engaged in conversation appeared from the clothing they were wearing on what was the Sabbath to be Jewish, but the claimant was in no position to know their political views or their attitude towards the conduct of Israel's military activities in Gaza. He sought to portray their disinclination to speak to him discreditably. It was nothing of the sort. It was an entirely understandable reaction from individuals who were going about their daily business, in some cases with their children, who, contrary to the apparent attitude of the claimant, were under no obligation to engage with him. So he was going about how those Zionists, they were provoking me because they wouldn't talk to me when I was trying to talk to them.
Trying to have a calm conversation about killing their dogs in front of a video that's telling them they're about to have another Holocaust.
Filthy Zionists, I asked them to talk to me and they just keep walking. What's wrong with them? And the judge rightfully says they were going about their day and they were under no obligation to talk to this guy. But this guy thinks he has the right to talk to them. The Rally for Israel, the claimant denied that he was aware of the throwing of eggs in bottles. That denial is not credible. It is plainly visible and audible on the video footage, and the claimant was in the immediate vicinity. In his witness statement, the claimant says a protester brought a dog close to him so that he felt threatened. That is not consistent with what he said to the police officer about dogs, plural. The claimant said in his oral evidence that the dog that is shown in the video was jumping on him and that it was going to bite him. That, again, is not credible, making every allowance for the fact that the video does not show everything. The dog in the video is held between the legs of a man who is standing still. The claimant's oral evidence on the point is inconsistent with both his witness statement and what he said to the police officer. The claimant had no basis for his inflammatory threats to kill dogs or to suggest that dogs had been brought to the event as a provocation by Zionists. So,
these are people walking down the street. Someone's walking their dog, stops to listen to this idiot, got the dog between his legs. They're bringing dogs to murder me. Idiot.
This sounds exactly like Mohammed Hijab.
Yep.
The only apparent purpose of the claimant doing so was to raise the temperature in what was a volatile confrontation where violence had already erupted. He then further raised the temperature by speaking about vengeance and life beginning at death.
Life beginning at death. Kind of. At first he just said life begins. So he's kind of right. Life begins.
He denies that he was encouraging violence and claims that the suggestion that he was doing so amounts to a failure to understand the English language.
He did his language thing. You don't know English. You don't know English. He always does that.
He actually accuses the court of not understanding English. Imagine being such. This is. It's very
You're going
clear
to
that
accuse Douglas Murray.
it's
one
very
of the
clear
most
that this guy
perfect
has
English speakers ever.
He very clearly has a narcissistic personality disorder.
Oh, obviously.
I don't see any other explanation for this. That this guy actually sits there, and he's not completely stupid. He's not a complete imbecile. He can think, he can reason. But this guy actually sits in court and actually accuses the court of not understanding English. You're not retarded. You're just uncontrollably narcissistic.
That is a good assessment. But you can call him retarded.
Yes.
Anyway.
And that his speech clearly has eschatological and theological implications. Yeah. I could also say, I'm going to kill you and then you will go to hell. That also has theological and eschatological implications.
Sounds like it. No, you don't understand English, AP, because you're Turkish, you dumb imbecile. Stop being such a pusillanimous. You remember that he used it as a noun because he's an idiot.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Despite his protestations, the claimant was not genuinely speaking to explore matters of theology and eschatology with the group of masked men that he was addressing. God, this is just amazing, man. The video is plain. He was deliberately acting irresponsibly, raising the temperature of a volatile and potentially dangerous situation with provocative and inflammatory language. Man. It's amazing, isn't it? It is absolutely amazing. Let's see, where else? 50. Sapience Institute. The claimant's key points in this case is that his speech concerned the Hindutva, not Hindus, and that nothing he said. I wonder if there's a link to this actually in here anywhere. If there's anything that references where we can view this kind of stuff. Sapience. Let's see. They probably have transcripts of everything. Sapience. I am satisfied. No, that's it. Oh no. Okay, it goes further to the beginning. Sapience. The claimant set up the Sapience Institute, which he describes as an academic institute. On 26 April 2022, he uploaded a video of a seminar at the Sapience Institute concerning Hinduism, which he chaired. I guess we can go to the original article to see what exactly that is about.
Hey, why hasn't Hijab posted about this lawsuit?
It's not here, but might be somewhere else. I don't know. Hindutva. Hindutva. Anyway, so apparently in that video he was making fun of reincarnation and things like that. It was also talking about talking in inflammatory ways about Hindutva. So the claimant's key point in this case is that his speech concerned the Hindutva, not Hindus, and that nothing he said demonstrates an intention to ridicule Hinduism or Hindus. Any evidence of the claimant ridiculing a central tenet of Hinduism would be damaging to his case. The claimant maintains that at the Sapience Institute event, he was discussing Hinduism to seek to learn more about the faith as a humble learner.
Humble learner? That's... Dude, you can't. First of all, Hijab, AP is the most humble. You can't even use the word. It's already right there in his title. AP the most humble. Second, dude, you're the most glaringly obvious narcissist on the planet, with the possible exception of Andrew Tate.
He has to have been aware that this was... I'm pretty sure that he was being sarcastic in court. Oh, I was just learning. I was just trying to learn about Hinduism as a humble learner. He was like trying to mock the court, maybe trying to mock the judge.
Me so humble. Me so humble. Me so humble.
I mean, everybody knows if he said this in front of Muslims would start laughing.
Yeah, you know, I'm a humble man.
It is uncomfortable to watch parts of this video. Wait, this is the judge.
It's the judge saying it's uncomfortable to watch this video. That's how bad it is.
Those engaging with the claimant appear to be doing so earnestly and openly to assist him to understand tenets of Hinduism. For his part, there are times when the claimant barely seeks to hide his contempt for what they are saying. He openly smirks. He asks questions that might be expected of an immature school child.
Well, yes, he's school child because he's being humble.
In a religious studies lesson, but which are completely inconsistent with a serious discussion. This is the judge speaking. I remind everyone. He openly smirks. He asks questions that might be expected of an immature school child in a religious studies lesson. This is the judge saying this. But which are completely inconsistent with a serious discussion in a postgraduate academic theological seminar. On a Hindu deity, is she the one with the blue skin? Is she the one with 4 arms? What does an animal have to do to get promotion? What would you choose to be, a bear or a gorilla? I would rather be a bear, because if a bear and a gorilla had a fight, the bear would win. I reject the claimant's account that these were genuine inquiries.
These are genuinely inquiries. I was wondering, would you rather be a bear
No,
or a gorilla?
It was part of the education. I was wondering if it would be more beneficial to be a bear.
A female bear
or a gorilla.
I'd rather be a female bear, so I know what it's like.
What a religion, man.
Guys, serious. Is it a coincidence that these are the guys who become the heroes of Dawah?
Let's see, 57. In respect of his speech, the claimant laid great emphasis on his phrase, if they believe in reincarnation. He strenuously maintained that this was a genuine use of a conditional clause, which demonstrated that he was referring to the Hindutva, not Hindus.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. If they believe in reincarnation, what are you talking about? That's not Hindutva specifically.
Okay. This is so bizarre, man. Even the claimant in his evidence stopped short of contending that all of those who were on the street in the opposition to the Muslim men were the Hindutva. The fact is that the claimant was in no position to make a reliable assessment of the political or ideological views of each of the individual men who were involved in the disturbances. He may have believed, based on the incomplete and partial information he was accessing, that some of these involved in the disturbances were sympathetic to what he describes as the Hindutva ideology. But I do not accept that he genuinely believed that those involved could reasonably be described in block as the Hindutva. He denounced the opposing faction of Hindu men as the Hindutva for his own rhetorical and propaganda purposes, just as he described the Jewish people he encountered in Golders Green as Zionists. This judge understands what the majority of people today online do not understand. That Mohammed Hijab and people like him, when they refer to people as Zionists, do so deliberately because they mean Jews, but they find it more acceptable to simply say Zionists, for example, when they encounter Zionists.
Bad week for Dawah, man. Bad week for Dawah.
Similarly, he refers to the Hindus that he encounters, but refers to them simply as Hindutva to mask his hate. The judge actually gets it.
Smart judge. This judge seems to understand everything that's going on.
Yep. He knows what's up.
This judge rocks. I agree.
In respect of his speech, the claimant laid great emphasis on his phrase, if they believe in reincarnation. He strenuously maintained that this was a genuine use of a conditional clause which demonstrated that he was referring to the Hindutva, not Hindus. Now, I wanted to read this to try to understand further, and it gets even dumber now. It doesn't make any sense. His reasoning was this: all Hindus believe in reincarnation. It would therefore be redundant to ask if a group of Hindu men believed in reincarnation. Thus, the use of the word if shows he was not referencing Hindus.
But I said if they believe in Guy, keep in mind, he's using the exact same argument tactic that would work 100% of the time with his idiot followers. If he said, well, the conditional blah, and they would just not understand anything, and they would go, oh, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He must be speaking the truth. And it's exactly the sort of thing that a judge, a lawyer, anyone with an IQ of above 100 would be going, do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think I'm Do you think I'm are you actually treating me like a moron if you think I'm going to believe what you just said? And that's what he doesn't get. When you're saying this to a judge, it's an insult. You're basically insulting the judge's intelligence the entire time, thinking that's a winning strategy in court.
This reminds me of no, it reminds me of basically every interaction I've ever had with Mohammed Hijab. But there was this one instance where somebody was responding to my video in which I talk about the bloody spread of Islam, and in my video I mentioned that that the way Islam spread on most occasions or many occasions was basically coercion and was basically forced because they threatened people with death. People didn't have much of a choice. They had three options: convert to Islam, become our subjects, or die. That's what I said. Mohammed Hijab came into the comment section of that video and then said about me, he needs to be consistent with himself. He says that they have no choice, but then lists three choices. Now, he is mocking and thereby glorifying the forced coercion and conversion of non-Muslims with that rhetoric right there. He thinks this is okay to do. It's acceptable to do, right? The thing is, I expect him to do dumb stuff like that when he speaks to regular people like us. But he actually goes and does it in front of a court as well. This is what Mohammed Hijab is. He is so narcissistic that he actually believes, oh yeah, I have a way with words. I have a way with words. I can say things. I can make them sound smart. I can tell.
My followers tell me. They tell me I sound so smart.
I can tell the judge. I didn't call you stupid. I just said you're not smart enough to understand my elevated English language.
You don't understand English, you giant moron. That's not an insult. I just looked up, man, he's getting crushed on Twitter, but I looked up the latest just to see what people are saying. The first one that popped up said, it is apparent from the High Court judgment that Mohammed Hijab was deemed an unreliable witness, displaying traits commonly associated with inbreeding. Oh man, people are brutal, man.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Anyway, all Hindus believe in reincarnation. If it would therefore be redundant to ask if a group of Hindu men believed in reincarnation, thus the use of the word "if" shows he was not referencing Hindus.
That doesn't make it, dude. That doesn't make any sense. Hindutva would be a subgroup of Hindus, right? So if Hindus believe in reincarnation, and Hindutva is a group of Hindus, then why would you use a conditional as if you don't know what they believe? I'm guessing the judge saw right through that.
And the judge was like, yeah, I don't buy that, man. Instead, he was talking about the Hindutva. He maintained that not all those who subscribe to the Hindutva ideology are Hindus.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
It therefore made sense in that context to use the conditional clause because there are some Hindutva who are not Hindus and who may not believe in reincarnation. The claimant made great play of the fact that he gave this explanation in an interview before litigation was initiated, thereby proving that it was not an ex post facto rationalization to gain a litigation advantage.
So in other words, in preparation for court, he made sure he had the interview beforehand. You see, this was not just for court. I said it last week.
He actually tried to trick the judge with this. I already said that before the case. You see? The claimant's explanation is nonsensical.
Oh, man.
I love this judge, man. I love this judge. Wait, what's the judge?
Look at what he says. Look at what he says. I just read it. Look at what he said.
Wait a second.
Look at what he says. It's the funniest thing ever, man.
The claimant's explanation is nonsensical. When asked to name anyone in the world who subscribed to the Hindutva ideology but who was not Hindu, he was able to give only one name: Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh. Oh boy. Hero of Dawah, man. He's the best. He's the best of the best. Oh man. Wait, so that's the one, right? So is just to ask, was Netanyahu there? Like, so is that who he's talking to? Oh boy. Oh.
Oh my god.
Well, can you name me? Can you name me someone who adheres to Hindutva ideology but's not a Hindu? Yes. Bibi Netanyahu. Anyone else? No, just Netanyahu. He's the only one. I was thinking that he was there, maybe disguised.
Wait, it continues. It continues later. Despite spending some considerable time thinking about it, he came up with two further equally incongruous names: Tommy Robinson and Douglas Murray.
Oh man. Oh. That's the three right there. Oh. Those are the three Hindutvas. The three Hindutva brothers. Oh man. We can just read this every day, man. The world is a better place when we read this judge's ruling, man. This judge is awesome. I hear some stupid legal rulings coming out of the UK, man. This judge should be whoever is the most important judge in the UK. I don't know how their system. This should be this guy should be on their version of the Supreme Court.
The judge is like, so you're referring to other Hindutva who are not Hindus. Can you give me an example for those Hindutva? Yeah.
Tommy Robinson.
Tommy Robinson and Douglas Murray.
The guy right there. The gay dude.
He's gay.
He's gay. He's gay and Hindutva. You should agree with me.
I find it so awesome, man. The claimant's explanation is nonsensical. The reality is that those who subscribe to Hindutva ideology are overwhelmingly Hindu. There were no Hindutva, or at least no significant numbers of Hindutva in Leicester who were not Hindus. The phrase, if they believe in reincarnation, was not a genuine conditional clause that sought to distinguish Hindutva from non-Hindu Hindutva. It was a rhetorical device intended to inflame sectarian tensions by inviting ridicule of a central tenet of Hinduism. The judge is just... Okay, so the judge's name is Mr. Justice Johnson. That's him.
He is now my favorite judge on the planet. Lots of judges in this world, ladies and gentlemen. This is my favorite judge on the planet.
Which one is it?
Except for maybe Judge Judy.
Is it Jeremy Johnson? Which one is it? Is it Jeremy Johnson? Jeremy Johnson? Jeremy Johnson. Jeremy Johnson.
Songs will be written about this judge.
Jeremy Johnson. I don't want to judge too quickly. So no pun intended. Man. Even on its own terms, the claimant's rationalization does not work. That is because on his analysis, he did not choose to ridicule the Hindutva generally as a group. He chose only to ridicule those Hindutva who were Hindus. So he was thereby ridiculing Hindus as opposed to non-Hindus.
Oh, yeah. So keep that in mind. Did you catch that, everyone? So he says, oh, I'm only talking to the Hindutva. And what were you mocking them about? Believe in reincarnation? So that would just be Hindu belief. You're mocking Hindu belief. This dude's an idiot, man.
That's the funny thing. This entire discussion here about if they believe in it's very clear he's referring to Hindus. The claimant's evidence was that when he said we got the truth, he meant that justice was on the side of those who he was talking to, as opposed to the Hindutva.
Oh yeah, that's what he means when he's like, we got the hawk and the hikmah, we got the hawk and the hikmah. I just mean that.
I do not accept this explanation. The words "we got the truth" followed immediately by the ridiculing of a central tenet of Hinduism. Convey, and I am satisfied, were intended to convey that Islam was superior to Hinduism.
I just want to, am I understanding this correctly? Because we're sitting there going, well, why wouldn't you be able to, mock Hindu beliefs or something like that? It's because he's suing, am I correct? He's suing the Spectator because they said he's attacking just Hindu stuff in general.
Yeah.
And he's suing them. No, you're defaming me. I was only meant Hindutva. That's all I was saying. And so you defamed me. Like, this is the basis of his lawsuit. And the judge is like, well, you're clearly not just focusing on Hindutva, and therefore your lawsuit fails. They didn't defame you. It's exactly what you were saying.
That's a good thing to point out. So for those who do not know, or who at this point might misunderstand it, he's not trying to, in front of a court, get away or deny mocking Hindus because the court wants to charge him or whatever for mocking Hindus. He is trying to make it look like the Spectator, and specifically Douglas Murray, defamed him when they claimed that he is that he spreads hate and division and so on. It's not a crime. He simply wants to portray it as defamation, which is why he tries to twist things that he did in order to make it look like, oh, they defamed me. I actually didn't say these things. So all the court needs to do here is, okay, let's look at the evidence.
Hang on. So
it seems you did say these things,
dude. So seriously, he's looking for some reason to sue.
Yeah,
Douglas Murray and the Spectator, because keep in mind, at the end of the day, he's obsessed with controlling what people can say. Right? That's it. Like back when he was like, "I'll go after your wives," that was all an attempt to control what people say. And here, lawsuits are becoming another way to warn people against criticizing him. He's upset because he's a narcissist. He's obsessed with controlling people and not allowing them to criticize him. So he's desperately trying to find something that he can say, no, they defamed me. And what he comes up with apparently is, they said I was insulting Hindus, but I was only criticizing Hindutva, you see? And I lost millions of dollars over this, or whatever he says. And I lost tons of money over this. And the judge is like, come on, dude. Come on. What a dope.